Hello you guys. You're probably wondering why are you sitting in your car. It is because I'm tanning. It's winter, okay? And I'm getting a little vitamin D because your girl doesn't leave the house. And your girl needs vitamin D because she's depressed. My boyfriend and I went to the mall yesterday, which was crazy. I haven't been to the mall in so long and there was a crowd. I didn't think there was gonna be a crowd. I was actually gonna vlog in there. I was gonna videotape in there. No. As soon as we stepped in the doors, we were like, no. Too many people should know. Because we're not famous, so let's not act famous. But yeah, I had to get some panties because all of mine had poop streaks. Just kidding, but they did look like they've served a nom. Have you seen that meme where it's like, my undies watching me buy like shirts and sneakers? Yeah, that's all my undies. They are on life support. They started off as cheeky undies and now they're all G-strings. The mall was fun, it was okay. We went into Barnes & Nobles. That's always a great place to go. Always makes me have to poop. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the privacy. There's a lot of privacy in there. All the bookshelves kind of serve as like barricades. So if anybody were to attack while you were mid-feces, they'd have to jump over, they'd have to get through a lot of bookshelves. Maybe it's all the knowledge, just the air's filled with knowledge and it just makes me want to dispose of waste. I really go there for the trinkets. Barnes & Nobles is like a big book fair. Scholastic. I remember my parents would give me $10. They'd be like, make sure you buy a book. And I would literally come home every year with 10 bookmarks. I wasn't about the books, but the book accessories. Now those went hard. Every year I walked right up to the stand where they had those posters that like, they're 3D. The sea turtle like moves its fin like this. Those were my shit. I always thought that those were just like skinny rectangular posters. I didn't know they served a function. They're bookmarks. I didn't do a lot of reading. I would always come home with 10 of those. I'd be like, the books were 11, so I had to get 10 of these. What else did they have in there? Annie Ann's, always. Although I have to say, it smells better than it tastes. Because every time I pass it, I'm like, I want that so bad. And then every time I get it, I'm like, this doesn't taste like what it smells like. Are they cooking something else in the back? Are they cooking something better in the back? They don't taste bad, they just taste like pretzels, but when you sniff them, it smells like heaven. I don't know how they get that smell, but that's not really what it tastes like. But yeah, there was a decent amount of people at the mall. I was like, wow. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, I mean, I live out in Missouri, so maybe that's what it is. I really don't know. I wonder if I'm getting a tan in here, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of seated in the shade for better lighting, but I could use a tan. I'm a bit pasty. The winter gets tough for us blancas. I'm seeing veins, y'all. I don't need to be seeing my arteries. I don't need to be seeing my veins. I'm turning transparent, but what am I gonna do about it? I used to tan, and I used to tan pretty often. I'm not even gonna lie. I was abusing the tanning bed a little bit, only for a short period of time, but then one morning I wake up and I'm itchy all over my body. And I thought I had mites. Cause I Google it. I Google what makes you itchy all over your body. And Google said mites, 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 mites. You have mites. You have bugs in your skin. Bugs in your skin. Bugs in your skin. Bugs laying eggs in your skin. I was like, what the fuck? I called my boyfriend crying. He was at work. I was like, I have fucking bugs in my skin. And he's literally like, go to the doctor. And I was like, okay. So I drive to the doctor. Turns out it wasn't mites. It was eczema. But I had gone to a tanning bed the day before. And that was enough to scare me never to go again. But you know what I'm also scared of is ghosts. And I see one every time I look into the camera frame or into a mirror. So, you know, the lesser of two evils, I suppose. I was so glad I didn't have mites though. I have the biggest phobia of bugs. It is irrational. It is pathetic. It is humiliating. I didn't pick that. I didn't wire my own brain. But every time I see one, I just freak the F out. You guys remember Lemonade Mouth? Reach for my hand cause it's hurt out for you. My shoulders are strong, but you can cry on them too. That was a good movie. That just came into my head. I don't know. What was I talking about? Ah, yes, skin cancer. So I try not to do that anymore. You know what I need to do, what I probably will do is go look for, I need a printer. Because I need to start selling some clothes on Depop or eBay or wherever. I have too much. The problem with me is that in my head, I'm like a fashion girl, which is so embarrassing because I leave the house every day in Nike Pros and a sweatshirt pretty much. But like in my head, I got all these fits and I'm like, oh yeah, that and that together. So sexy, so hot. And then whenever it's time to go out, I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna go comfy. But like, that's how you present yourself, is like what you wear. And I always forget that. Like, it's not what's in your closet. Nobody knows what's in your closet. It's what you wear. Like, even right now, I'm just in, it's whatever. I'm just in a hat and a sweatshirt and some black cargos and some Jordans. But like, you know, not bad, not fashion forward. Not terrible, but it's not turning heads. And that's something I struggle with. I feel like once I get rich, if I could hire like a stylist, someone to get, because I got a weird chubby brick body. See, this is where the issues are. I'm short and stubby. I got a weird body shape. Going in where it shouldn't be, going out where it shouldn't be. Like when my butt goes in from the front, that's unappetizing. So once, if I ever had like a stylist who'd be like, oh, you would look good in like this shape of clothes and this shape of clothes, then I'd really be into it. But right now, all I wear is like super baggy so that no one can see my figure. I'll show off my figure sometimes. Like, I'm not absolutely insecure about it, but on a day-to-day basis, yeah, I am. I absolutely am. So I just wear baggy clothes. But it's like in my head, I look like sexy California girl, Los Angeles, baggy. And then I remember I don't have fillers. I'm not wearing makeup. I didn't do my hair. So really, I don't look like that. What I look like is a boy, a man, a manster. It's a dilemma. I really think that I'm losing my hearing because when I was at the mall yesterday, there were like 3 workers who came up to me and said something, and it sounded like Charlie Brown's parents. They sounded like wah, 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 wah. And they were like pretty close to me, and I kept just saying, okay. Because I feel like okay is like a universal answer. It kind of flies. I mean, what they probably said 30% off or pick up a basket. That's my go-to is okay. If it's like a friend or I'm in the car with somebody and I don't hear them, my go-to is, that's crazy. You can use it for so many different things. I just got into a crash. That's crazy. Look at this new song Drake dropped. It's so good. That's crazy. You know, it works. I have ADHD, so sometimes I just... So sometimes I just don't listen. And other times I don't hear because I have the double whammy, the double deaf combo, which is ADHD and I have a boatload of earwax. Always have. Every time I go into the doctors and they look in my ears, they're always like, whoa, whoa. And I'm always like, yeah. I should get a handle on that. I think I'm supposed to be doing eardrops, but the feeling of eardrops is terrible. Feels like you're drowning in air. What should I do? Should I go or should I... Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go, I will be depressed. But if I stay, then I will just rest. So you got to let me know. That's me calling my therapist to ask her if I should leave the house every time I'm about to. I used to absolutely crush that song on, what, GarageBand? Is that what it was called? Camp Rock? No, Garage Band. Band? Garage? Rockstar? Band? Rock? Not Guitar Hero, what was the other one? Rock Band! Guys, I prayed for the first time in so long last night. My relationship with God is very like, I check in from time to time and I'm like, we're still on a good basis? Like, you gonna save me from the demons? You gonna give me that ticket into heaven? Cause I'm pretty good. I'm doing pretty good down here and I'm, you know, just checking in. And you know, we talk in those ways, but like a daily basis. I mean, I don't know, you know, you've got binoculars on me. There's nothing really for me to update you on. I feel like he's keeping the tabs. We don't have to relay the tabs when he's already received the tabs. Regardless, I tried last night and I got down on my knees and everything at the side of the bed. And then I was like, stand up. Like, God, there's no way that God needs us in textbook cocksucking position. If anything, I feel like that was the Catholic priest who pushed that agenda. So I sat up and I just laid it out on the table. I was like, hey G, hey Jay, just checking in with my breast, just checking in with my buddies. Listen, I'll cut to the chase here. I'm a pretty good person, just trying to do my best. Going down the commandments list, listen, don't kill, never even thought about it. Not to flex. I don't lie on anything that matters. I lie a little bit, but never to make myself look better. Only to make myself look worse in the name of a good joke. I know you got a good sense of humor. I can feel it in my blood. You can banter. I know you're quick on your feet. You're all knowing. But my dad was a pathological liar, diagnosed, which is really when it gets bad. And I feel like a little bit of that might have trickled into my system, but I'm using it for good. I'm steering it towards the goodness. Anyways, I don't steal. I stopped stealing. Did I have a little rendezvous? Yeah. I had a little phase, but why did I do that? I don't think I had a great reason. There was a long line, and you know what? I am impatient, and for that, I am a sinner, and I repent. But you know what? Never anything over, well, listen, and I stopped that. Partially because I was reaching my $500 credit target. No, I'm just kidding. That was another joke. That was a lie. You see, that was a lie, an absolute lie. I just lied to you. God. In the name of a good joke. In the name of the Lord? No, but in the name of a good joke. Listen, I feel like I'm not selling myself here. Maybe I should try again. Okay, well, anyways, love you, Sky Daddy. And I'll reach out in a couple of months. Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything on your mind you'd like to share? I'm all ears. I got a little earwax, but you really gotta yell it. Yeah, I'm not getting much on this end, I'm not gonna lie. Who's the phone provider up in heaven? Because you might need to check with your provider. Not much service is getting down here. En el nombre del Padre, y el Hijo, y el Espíritu Santo. Amen. And that's what I did last night, and every 3 months I say something along those lines. That one was terrible. I really didn't sell myself there. I did a little better last night. But again, he has tabs. He knows everything, so I'm not gonna try and hide anything. I'm not good at praying. It's probably because I went to Catholic school and they made us pray at every waking moment of the day. I mean, we had an entire class where you walked in the room and it was just 30 pieces of carpet on the hardwood floor. You pick one, you kneel on it. Here we go with the kneeling again. And you pray to the chalice at the front of the room, which is supposed to be Jesus. That was like 50 minutes long and like every day for 8 years. So I don't know the math there, but it's a lot of praying. So don't come for me in my prayers. But lately I have been slacking. You could probably come for me in my prayers. Catholic school will really suck it right out of you. That wasn't phrased right. Catholic school will really burn you out is probably much more appropriate. You guys want to know one of the worst feelings in the world is getting up after watching a movie that absolutely blew chunks. My boyfriend and I watched Morbius one time. I don't know if you've seen it, but save yourself and don't see it if you haven't. Because it's about a man who gets cancer and he's a scientist, and to solve the issue, to cure himself, he says that he has to turn himself into a vampire. And it's like, buddy, I think there were a couple of other steps we could have taken. That's a leap. You know, chemo, Tylenol, extra strength Tylenol. You know, there's a lot of different medicines you can go down the line. Anyways, it ended exactly how you thought it would. He turns himself into a vampire and he starts eating all of his friends. He starts mauling all of his friends, shredding them, just eating them. And then he's like, why? Maybe because you turned yourself into a vampire. Like, who wrote that? Horrible movies suck. When you get up and you're just like, okay, that was 3 hours wasted of my life that I could have spent doing something actually, like, fulfilling. Like watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know what I'm talking about? Those movies where you stand up and you're like, am I tripping, or could I have done that? I think I could have done that. That's loser talk, though. Whenever somebody says that, it's like, then do it. Then do it, if you could do it. Little do these losers know, I got movies in my phone notes. I got ADHD, bitch. Of course I have movie plots in my phone notes, just in case I want to become a director. I don't know. I have the craziest, most chaotic phone notes. They're a scrambled mess. I have a little bit of everything. This is ADHD to a T. I went into my doctor and I just showed him my phone notes and he was like, girl, let me introduce you to Vyvanse. Sometimes I'll just be driving and I'll just think of like a rap lyric, like a bar, and I'll be like, I'm definitely writing that down. Let me look through some, because let me see. Some of these are crazy. Here's one. The oxygen thief, truly in my element. Head of the table, still I keep the checks separate. I'll be like, yeah, baby, that's prime time. Put me in the studio. And then 5 minutes later, I'll look down at my arm and I'll be like, wait, you're white. Which is fine. I'm not saying that white people can't rap. I'm just saying that unless your name is Mac Miller, really, you can't. That line doesn't make sense at all about me. I pay for other people's dinner all the time. Here's another. No wishing, no wanting, no playing, no waiting. No, my time will come, it's masturbating. And then the next note down will be like, hemorrhoid cream from Walmart, don't forget. Sharing size, 10 exclamation points. Like, girl, I don't think you're coming back for these. I don't think you're coming back for the bars. And then the next one down is like, idea for a movie. Hold on, let me see. I have a lot of different ideas jiving in my notes. Just in case I get famous. Just in case I get interviewed on Jimmy Fallon and I need ideas. Some of them are actually so deep and philosophical. And then others get so surface level. Like, here's this. I just have this quote. You'll never be good at anything if you're already the best in your head. With a squiggly line and that says me. Bitch, I think you knew that was you. And then the next one down says, order for the fam from Wendy's. 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 Frosties. And then I have ideas for movies. I have one, and it's, here, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Here we go. Guy works at an insane asylum, finds a secret room with data and letters to the government explaining what the patients know. They are put through experiments that ask questions about the universe, and the data is only sent to the government. It is very informative to our universe, and they help the government explain parallel universes and aliens and other things. Some of the people in there claim to have been abducted by aliens. Turns out, they were really abducted by the government, and the government abducts these people with no connections, and they put them in places called insane asylums, and they see, this is the part where I don't know. This part gets a little Tenet by Christopher Nolan. It's like, you just have to just vibe with the idea for me. Don't look too hard into the logistics, because baby, you're not gonna find anything. But they seduce them with something. They give them some sort of therapy or some sort of, they put something in their brain that where you no longer are a human, you no longer can experience human life, but you have access to otherworldly things. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this doesn't make sense. Guys, this is the very first draft, okay? Obviously, I wrote this while driving on a highway, okay? So just bear with me. I actually don't even remember any of this. I'm figuring out as you're reading it too. The main guy finds out more information. He talks with the patient secretly. That one patient says she was locked up for knowing the truth. He talks to her and finds out some men in black would come to her house before she was taken and scratch her with her own arms until she would answer questions. Oh, that's pretty good. See, I don't even remember this. They make it look like she scratched herself, and then they would leave. Turns out they sought out each of the people and sacrificed them to like a higher being from another world. See, I knew what I was doing. So they do a little ritual, the government does a little ritual, and these people are fucked for life. They're now what we would call mentally insane. But really, they know a lot of information now, which is why they group them all together and seclude them. Like, obviously I know this isn't real, but it's a fun theory. They hook them to machines and sacrifice them to aliens and to the Illuminati. And that's how the government is able to know way more than us about all these things, all these conspiracies. And the only reason the one lady remembers this, that he just so happened to be taking care of her, is because she was like immune to the medicine they were putting in her at the beginning, which gets you ready for the ritual, which gets your mind cleared for the ritual. Because without a clear mind, you can't do it, but she had a full mind. Oh God, here comes the mailman. I wonder if he wants to hear my movie idea. Anyways, that one lady plays along with it because she knows otherwise she's getting killed. Because all the patients who don't comply or are having problems, they are killed. Tell me that's not a good, like, don't you want to watch that? And then at the end of the movie, plot twist, you find out that the dude, the main dude, was insane the whole time. I just came up with that. I don't think that would even work, actually. I don't know, I'm working on it. It's a work in progress, okay? But I have ADHD, so before I come back around to it, I am gonna think of 7 million other ideas first. Maybe I'll do a little thrifting. I think that's what I'm gonna do. The last thing I need is more clothes. I need to be selling my clothes, that's what I need to be doing. But, you know, I do need to look for some blocks, and not the kids' toys. I need to look for some big, thick blocks to put my TV on. I'll show you guys, it's confusing. Let's go look for some blacks. I'm gonna go look for some blacks. And newsflash, I'm probably not gonna videotape, so don't get your hopes up, because I have social anxiety. Y'all don't understand, like, I rehearse phone calls before somebody answers. I write out every question they might ask, and I rehearse. You guys, I have problems. I have serious, serious problems. Like, I'm so confident I have a touch of autism. And I wouldn't say that unless I was like 95% sure, because I'm not about saying I have things that I don't. I just wanna know if you got a touch of autism too, a touch of autism too. Cause I'm so socially awkward to the point where I like pretty much go mute, and then I have all these little tisms, or not, stisms, no, I got all these little things I do, like put the blanket in my hand and squeeze until the point where I'll start bleeding, but like it gives me sensory, I almost said pleasure, but that makes it sound sexual. It's not sexual, it just feels good in the fingers, in between my fat fingers. Why do I always look so confused, like I'm not the one who's saying this stuff? It's because I don't think before I talk. I'm gonna go look for some blocks now. You wanna come with me or not? I'm gonna go look for some blocks. You want the money? I'll give you the money. I love mobster movies. Hey, yo, Tony, I told you to give me the money. Now you're gonna show up here in front of my wife and you're not gonna bring the money? And you don't think that's disrespectful? That's disrespectful, Johnny. Tony, I mean, I love a good mobster movie. They all have like the same exact lines. Maybe I'll write a mobster movie. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in my notes. All you have to do is cast Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and you got yourself a banger. So I did not find any blocks. I found a sweatshirt that says tequila on it. Tequila Harry's. I don't know what that is, but I've had tequila before. And it's a brown sweatshirt. It's a nice hoodie. It's a brown hoodie. I like hoodies. Nothing wrong with a little hoodie. Wasn't that somebody, little hoodie? Was that somebody's name? Also, I found a little shelf to put in the guest room. It's dirty as F, but I can definitely clean it. It matches the vibe of the room. Just lots of cream and gray and cream and gray and cream. Creamy gray. Oh, I almost just fell into the blinds. It actually looks so ugly. I might have to move it. And instead of blocks, I just use these speakers for the TV, even though they don't work. But that's all right. It just needed a little height. Okay, job done, I'd say. And I thought about continuing on thrifting, but then I was like, I literally hate it out here. And I want to go back inside. I'm a vampire. I'm like Morbius. Florbius. Here's a little fit of the day moment. We got our Nike Jargos, except they're not Jargos, they're just cargos, so I lied. Just a plain Jane sweatshirt today. And yeah, that's it. That's it, nothing special. And a Kansas shitty hat. Oops, did I say shitty? I meant shitty. Oops, did I say it again? Just kidding. I like Kansas City. Go Chiefs! Even though they might be cheating, I don't know. Who knows? Who could ever say? But I'm in the city, so best believe I'm gonna be celebrating. I don't care how they got there. I'll be celebrating from indoors, probably. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. This is me whenever I want to show off my shoes in a picture subtly. Look at all this jazz on the mirror. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I just stand in front of the mirror and I'm just like, this is not from brushing teeth or washing hands, I can assure you that. You've got to move. Let me take you on a body ride. And I'll teach you. Look at this. This is my Lionel Richie tee. Look at him. What a little cutie. Except I think he's dating someone who's like 15, so, well, not that young, but pretty young. Sometimes I have dreams about Lionel Richie. I don't know why. I think he's just like a calming presence to my brain. One time I had a dream and me and him were on a roof, the roof of Cracker Barrel, and he goes, come with me. And I go, what? Lionel, no. And Lionel jumps off the side of the roof and I was like, no. And then all of a sudden he starts flying away. And I was like, and he reached back and he was like, come join me. And I jumped off and sure enough, we both started floating and he was singing to me, you are the sun, you are the rain, do that makes my life this foolish game. And we were like hand in hand, like shooting out like Superman. That's a literal dream I've had. I told my boyfriend about it too when I woke up and he felt threatened. He was like, you basically cheated on me. I was like, well, just hope Lionel doesn't come knocking. I see what that other young girl sees in him. I actually don't. He's like definitely like a father figure. He's definitely like a grandpa in my eyes, but just like a cool... Am I schizophrenic? Okay, I guess that's it for today. Let's see, what did I do? I got a little tan outside of my car. Picked up a shelf, a dirty, nasty, scummy, crusty, dirty shelf. I think I saw toenails in one of the drawers. But it was $5, and usually those things are like $7. How much did I save on that? I don't even... That's a lot of work. Or maybe I'll just turn it into a toe clip and trash can. Maybe I'll just start trimming my toes in there. Okay, I guess this is the end of this video, so thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another video, probably. I saw my neighbor for the first time who lives right across from me, and I was coming indoors as he was leaving, and we're walking like 5 steps away from our doors, passing each other. And then he turns around while I'm unlocking my door, and I didn't want to be sexist about it, but I was kind of freaking out, because I was like, you're a man, I'm a woman, I've seen documentaries, you hear from my tits? Because newsflash, they're small. Anyways, turns out he just went back to lock his door. So I guess I looked a little sus to him. It was actually a moment of irony for everybody. A little awkward because I was like rushing inside with that shelf, that dirty crusty shelf, so I had that in one hand. It was slipping out my hand. But you know what, I'm sorry, but I've seen the data that I made up in my mind, and it is that 70% of bad things are at a man's Men hurt women. Don't gaslight me and tell me that's not true. Sometimes I'll be like running out of a grocery store because I'll think a man is after me to get me. I'm sorry, but that's the world we live in. Like, you can get trafficked. You think I'm not gonna run in my car? It's the only time I'll ever run. Some men stare at me real strange like I'm trying to run from them, and I'm like, well, maybe I am. Have you ever thought of that? You can run too. I wouldn't get my feelings hurt if you ran away from me. Who knows if I'm a good person? Spoiler alert, I am, but you don't know that. I got crazy eyes. Look at all this white above my eyes. You don't know what I'm capable of. You should probably be running too. We should all be running from each other. That's the lesson here. Everybody run! I went through a phase where I watched crime documentaries. I'll be damned if you think I'm gonna walk around in the city. I definitely live in a suburb AF. I just have a suburb face, a Midwest suburb face. Dare I say a face of ancestry. Run, everybody, run. I started doing teeth whitening and they got white after a little bit, like that thing that glows inside your mouth, the thing you put your nails under, the LED light, but for your mouth. I tried it and it actually started working a little bit, but then I got so depressed and I just absolutely stopped. Truth be told, ever since Lydia passed, it's just like, why do I don't even smile anymore, so why do I need white teeth? But, you know, I do see them in the mirror every once in a while and I'm like, God, they look gold. Like Charming Charlie's gold, not 12-karat plated gold. And I need to get back into it. It's time for me to just, you know what, it's time to strap up, lube up. Speaking of lube up, I need some Aquaphor right now. My lips are screaming, been screaming at me all winter shabinter, all winter splinter, jinter, binter, dinter, squinter, pinter, jinter. Like, is that autism right? Was that autism right there? I'm gonna send this to my doctor and just have him take a peek. Oh God, you can see my mustache! Oh God, sorry. Sorry. I just messed with the zoom. I don't know what's going on here. That's not the... I want it blurry again. That's better. Oh God. Shit was in HD for a second. That scared me. Time for some Aquaphor. I bought a humidifier because I've been chapped this winter. My whole body's been chapped from head to toe. And I think it was like a fake humidifier because it hasn't helped one bit. I still bleed out my nose all the time. In fact, there's like a scab. There's been scabs in this nose for like a month or like a couple weeks. That can't be normal, right? Somebody tell me what that would mean. That's like extra dry. Is it because of global warming? Because y'all, we need to get a grasp on ourselves. I'd like to say I try my best with the environment, but I don't know if I'm working in the right areas because I'm more of like I'll pick up a candy wrapper if I see it in a grocery or like a department store. But like they have janitors who pick that up every night, I think, with a big mobile, a big like trash mobile. And it's like, girl, how about you really learn how to recycle? I don't even think my apartment complex has a recycling bin. I've only ever seen trash. I don't even know if that's legal, but so I have not been recycling, and it's like, okay, I probably should focus on, I don't know, I pick up trash when I see it outside though, so like, well, you don't have to call me the saint of trash, but the saint of garbage, maybe. Because it's been getting warmer and it's been getting drier. And I can't keep up, my body's already decomposing over this shit. Like, I'm telling you, I wish I could show you the inside of my nostril. Sometimes I show too much and I forget that other people are very offended by that. But just look real quick. Flash isn't on. You got lucky this time. I'm insane. What was I talking about? Chapped. You're chapped. I'm chapped. We're all chapped. Back to my, this is why I had eczema. It might, actually that was the tanning bed. If I could get, I think if I ever get rich, I will dabble in a little plastic surgery. Nothing major, but like, girl, there are some flaws here. Okay, why actually isn't it focusing? My eyes are two different sizes. And one of my eyebrows is way higher than the other. I look like Louis Litt, so whatever the undo Louis Littoplasty, whatever that has to be, I'll sign up for that and I won't do anything else. I just want something simple. I want to look like Jennifer Lawrence. Just simple, subtle, like, oh, did I get plastic surgery? Oh, I didn't even remember. It looks so natural. That's what I want. If I'm going for beautiful, I could start with shaving off this mustache. And trimming these nails into that new drawing. Let's go! Okay, it's time for me to actually go. I keep stalling this because I don't want to work. And by work, I mean do some writing for projects that may never happen because I don't follow through stuff, but I'm trying to be better about that, so I'm gonna try to write some shows and movies and things and books. too. Because that's all I'm sane enough to do right now. I swear that's the reason, like, I am depressed. I like writing though. It's kind of nice. Talking's kind of nice too. I hate the sound of my own voice though so much. Y'all made me hate it so much because whenever I first started TikTok, I turned on that voice filter on the first story. I was like, this sounds funny. I thought I was just gonna use it like once. Everybody in the comments was just like, haha. But then I posted another video in my regular voice and everybody said, this is the ugliest thing I've ever heard in my life. Never use this voice again. I can't tell if you're a man or a moose. And y'all have made me a little insecure about that. Can I blame you? No, I like the other voice too. You think I wouldn't trade voices? That one's funny. It sounds like a funny man. I'm a whoa man. It doesn't hit the same. We're all a little sexist at heart. Just the joke sounds funnier coming from a trickster man. You can say it. I'll say it. Shh. We don't have to tell anybody. I really gotta go. The camera's saying low on battery. Okay, let's try this again. Chimichanga, big beefy barbecue Arby's, non-sponsored. We have the meats.